In chapter 2, we'll look at the app overview and settings. Now, the objective is to navigate through the facilities and features of the app. Now, we've got 3 apps. Now, the first app, this is a free trial, which is available on Android. Just install that to get started with this trial. But then we also have other apps. We've got simple accounts, we've got limited accounts. Now, simple accounts is what we're going to use. Then we have limited accounts, and then we have sole trader accounts, all available on Android. All available on Android. Now, these 2 are available on Android, but this one is on iOS or iTunes. The title is going to change very soon. Title is going to change very soon. Now, this is the app. This is the app. Now, when you get onto Android, you double click simple accounts and the app opens. This is the app. We shall start by looking at the features and how to navigate. We start with the side menu. Now click the 3 bars up there to get to the side menu, and up there we've got the starting guide. This starting guide has got plenty. Click any of those arrows and you see a drop down of detailed guides on how various tasks can be performed. When you click main menu, it goes down to miscellaneous. You click dashboard, and then there's a guide on how to manage the dashboard. So let's go back. Now the second item there is the main menu. Now that is the main menu on top there. That is the main menu on top there, from module 1 up to 7, 8. These are the items on the main menu. We'll look at them soon. Now, this item is for adjusting the business name and the financial year. It comes blank without the business name. So you type the business name in there. If you don't have a business name, for training purposes, you can type your name there. And then you determine the start of the financial year. You click up there, start the financial year. We shall look at this one a little bit later. Below that, we've got set VAT rates. The UK standard is 20% and the reduced rate is 5%. You can reduce, double click that, you overtype or delete and type 15% if that's the VAT rate you want to use. Click update and all the forms will have that. However, we shall look at VAT rates in the next course. Then set the recording date. This date appears automatically on all recording forms. Double click that to change the date that is desirable. Which date do you want to use for recording? So you can even change the year. You can even change the year to 2016 and then select the month. Select the month accordingly and then select the month accordingly. Then after that you click update, and that will appear on all recording forms thereafter. Now next to that, we've got the chart of accounts structure. Chart of accounts really is the general ledger. This is the general ledger. So you click download and they do appear on your phone. That's page 1. Next is page 2. However, they are a bit small. That's page 3. So what we need to do is to download, and then we can view using a PDF reader. They should appear clearer here. They should be clearer here. That's page 1. That's page 2. Those are the accounts. We'll look at those in detail in the next course, that is Accounting Simplified. So let's get out of here. Okay, and below that is a backup, and that's the backup and restore feature. You can back up your data and restore it at a later stage, even restore it on a different facility. We can look at that later. And that brings us to the end of the side menu. That brings us to the end of the side menu. Now we'll look at miscellaneous. Now we click number 2 there. This is the miscellaneous module. We start with the dashboard, which is an overview report. We've got the profit and loss account summarized and condensed, and we have the balance sheet there. Just looking through these briefly. Below that is a report cash register. We'll look at that one later. There is no data for that. It shows the movement of cash in the business. This is a recording form for all income. All income. So recording form for all income. We'll look at that one very soon. Let's close this. Let's turn off the Wi-Fi, which is disrupting. Let's turn off the Wi-Fi, which is disrupting. Turn it off before we can continue. Turn off the Wi-Fi, which is disrupting. Yes, we are back. And then we have a form for recording all expenses, single form. So all these below here are recording forms. Now this is a 2-entry form which can be used for recording any kind of transaction. This is a multi-entry form. You determine the number of rows you require. In this case, we can type in a 4, and they are generated. So any kind of transaction can be recorded by this form, provided it doesn't have VAT. Then we have the chart of accounts modify. This is where you modify the names of the accounts. Some accounts don't have names. Account number 4 doesn't have a name, so you modify them here. We'll look at that one a little bit later. And then we'll look at the periodic tasks and reports checklist. About 33 tasks performed periodically. And then we've got links to the various reports. For example, you click on, let's scroll down. You click on, no, we'll not click on any of them. Now we come to the mini year-end reports checklist. Now these are the reports at the year end, and we've got links to all of them. So you click P1, so that, no, that is not P1, that is B1, that is a profit and loss account. Okay, you click on any of them and you are directed to that report. It's a checklist that we use to ensure that all the reports in the financial year have been printed. And of course, after you print a report, you click that box to confirm that you have finished with that. And then you can type who has prepared the report. If it's yourself, you are called James, you type your name there, and you also enter the recording date, because we may want to know, somebody else may want to know, when was this report generated or finalized. You click set and the date will appear inside there. We can also print a PDF, but we shall look at that one a little bit later. We'll look at that one a little bit later. Now, transaction edit is for editing or deleting transactions. You need to correct some issues in a transaction. That is the button to click. Now, this one has got forms for tax adjustments. It's a little bit advanced. We'll look at that one a little bit later. Actually, not on this course. We'll look at that one. We'll look at a few of them during the simplified accounting course. Year-end adjustments, we shall have, I think, one year-end adjustment regarding closing stock, just as a demonstration. This form is used for recording prepayments, yeah. And then now here we'll look at the creditors module. These are basically forms for recording creditors transactions. That's all there is in here. Now below here you can add a creditor's name. Of course, they don't come with any creditors. You double click that, you delete one of those dots, you type the name of the creditor. Let's type creditor, and after that we're going to see this name. Click update. We see this name appear on all recording forms regarding creditors. Now let's get to one of the forms. That is trade creditor paid. So you can see the creditor's name already appears there. Then below, next here, we've got the debtors module. You can also add a new data. Double click that, remove one of the dots, type the debtor's name. After that, you click the update button, and thereafter this data should appear on all recording forms regarding datas. So click on any of the forms. This is a sales invoice, and you can see the data's name appears there. When you click the drop down, the other accounts don't have names. Let's go back. Now, next to that, we've got the loans and hire purchase module. These are forms for recording transactions regarding loans and hire purchases. Loans and hire purchases. That is money borrowed on a long-term basis or assets bought on credit terms. So these are the forms. We've got 8 forms for recording that. And then number 8, we've got reports. We've got 2 types. We've got period reports and year-end reports. Now these are period reports. Now P6 is the trial balance. Now this one, because there are no transactions as yet, it takes a little bit of time to show up. Takes a little bit of time because it's searching in the database and it can't find anything. Let's just wait briefly until it completes. Yeah, it's done. There's nothing to display, no data. So these are the period reports. We'll look in deeper detail later and move to year-end reports. Now they are plenty. For example, when you click bank, it displays the 8 reports in that classification. Now for this introductory course, that's a bit too much. So we shall stick on to this mini year-end reports checklist, which has got just about 30 reports. On this course, we'll look at about a few, less than 5 reports, just an introduction. So this is the mini year-end reports checklist. It's about 33 reports. And that's it. So now let's look at the recording of the business name and financial year. So you double click those 3 dots and type the business name. If you don't have one, then you can type your name. Now, you could actually practice this immediately since this is a practical course. And then we're going to set the financial year to start in January. And that's it, January 2017. Now you realize the year end has been set and month 1 is January. You click update and you are ready to go. And then we set the recording date. Now, most of the transactions in this exercise are on 30th March. So we're going to set it to 30th of March. We've got to scroll up. Actually, we change the year to 2017. And then we scroll up to the month of March. And we want 30th of March. Click set, and then we click update, and that's the only exercise in this first chapter. So any forms that come up will come with a recording date already set. So we shall save the time. You don't have to. So that is the date there, 30th of March. It's already set. You don't have to type it in. You don't have to keep typing it in. Well, that brings us to the end of this session where we looked at the app settings and overview of the features. Thank you very much.